Okay. I'm just going to be holding this mic because... Oh, goodness. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Okay. I'm just going to be holding this mic because I don't have a table in front of me to set it on, and I'd like to have semi-good audio on my first book video. And I feel like holding this... Sorry, there's planes flying over my house. I live by an Air Force base. Okay, but I feel like this mic gives me like a level of professionality. Is that what I'm trying to say? I don't know. I don't know if I'm digging the lighting either. It's like coming in a weird way. I'm sorry. Oh, good. Yeah, no, this is perfect. This is the perfect spot to sit because you can see my minion. Maybe I should address the minion. You know what? No, it's better if we don't. Minion sculpture. Okay, today, very exciting topic. Okay, today I wanted to talk about, in my first book video ever on YouTube, my first ever, like, just about books, video, just, my first ever book video. Okay, no, I am going to scoot you back. Just, okay, I feel like that's better. That's better. Okay. Today, in my first ever video about books on YouTube. Hopefully my audio in this mic is not bad for me moving it around so damn much. But Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. Okay. I feel like this is like a controversial book, and that's why I wanted to talk about it in a YouTube video. I've seen a lot of people hating on it, just absolutely trashing it. And people that really liked The Love Hypothesis, which... is her, if you know, is the debut novel of Ali Hazelwood. It was supposedly Kylo Ren fan fiction. I don't know. I mean, it probably was at one point, but I don't care. But that was her first release. It came out, I think, last year, and it was my favorite romance novel of the year last year. I loved it. It was the kind of book that I would like open it and literally like be reading and just be like screaming, you know, because it was so cute. So. It was fake dating trope. It was a women in STEM, which the author is actually a neuroscientist, which is super cool. So yeah, I loved it. When this came out, I was super excited because I loved Love Hypothesis so much. I couldn't wait to read another book by Ali. And then I saw the reviews coming out, and a couple people that I really trusted weren't super into it and were saying it was like a carbon copy of The Love Hypothesis, or it wasn't good, or it was awkward or strange. And there's been a lot of like videos that didn't like it. And I'm not against, like, if you hate a book, girl, hate the book. Because, like, I could mention some books I hate. We don't do that. I'm not by any means someone who's like, don't post negative reviews, because that's not cool, because I will trash something if it deserves to be trashed. But after seeing the negative reviews, I was like kind of nervous, didn't want to read it. And then I read one positive review at the top of Goodreads, okay? And it said basically, I ate up Love Hypothesis with a spoon. And if you loved Love Hypothesis, you're going to love this. It's a very similar story, but some of us just like to read the same story over and over again. And if you're one of those people that liked Love Hypothesis, you'll probably love this. And let me tell you, she was fucking right. I bought this. I was so excited to read it, and I ate this shit up. I just ate it up. I feel like I should probably tell you guys what the book's about before I dive into like exactly my review of this, which, spoiler alert, is very positive. It's a book about a neuroscientist named B and an engineer named Levi. That's our hero. And B gets chosen after working at NASA, or not NASA, NIH. I don't even know what that is, but she works for the government in a certain branch wing something, and she ends up getting picked to go do work on a project at NASA to build these brain stimulation helmets for astronauts. Super cool. And she realizes that her co-lead on the project is Levi Ward, who is her academic rival from school. Not so much academic rival where they were competing for, I don't know, like good grades or something, but she believes that he hated her. She believes that Levi hated her all through her school process. She was formerly engaged, and we find out in the very beginning, like literally first chapter, that her fiance cheated on her with her best friend. And so she called off her engagement and then ended up having to go work somewhere else, not maybe where she wanted to. And so she's been kind of going through it. She doesn't super love her current work situation or like the route her career has gone. But she is making the best of it and super excited because this NASA thing could be like her big break. But she is terrified to go work with Levi because he hated her. And that's pretty much the gist of it. They're just working on a project together at NASA. And of course, spoiler alert, they fall in love. And also, obviously, he didn't hate her because we all know whenever they say they hated him, they never actually hated him. I have like a little notes on my phone to like go over with you guys so I don't forget anything. But I absolutely loved this book, and I'm going to talk about why. I rated it 5 stars, okay? Which, if you're listening to this and you are looking for Love Hypothesis, like, theories or ideas about this book, you're probably thinking, Katie, why? Why did you give it 5 stars? Because everyone's saying it's the same as Love on the Brain. I keep saying Love Hypothesis. I'm so sorry if I mix these up. First of all, it's not the same book as the Love Hypothesis. Love on the Brain is super different than Love Hypothesis. It has a way better ending. I feel like the Love Hypothesis ending was kind of convoluted and a little bit wild. This is much more put together, thought through. I felt like it came together really nicely in the end in a way that I don't think not that Love Hypothesis didn't end good. I just thought it was kind of messy in some areas, and this was a lot cleaner, if that makes sense. It also has a way better villain. It's a plot twist. You are not expecting it at all. And it has like a literal villain. Like, I don't know. I felt like Love Hypothesis, it was just like, we hate women because we hate them. Like, I don't know if you know what I mean. Like that really forced, like anti-women. It just feels, what's the word? Performative, I guess. I don't know. It feels almost like a caricature. Like it's a little bit exaggerated in the Love Hypothesis. In this, the villain made sense. Reason for doing what did. Oh God, I'm spoiling that. The villain's reason for doing what they did made sense. Oh God, I keep saying it wasn't just because they hated women. I keep like saying words that would spoil some of the plot, so I'm trying not to do that. But yeah, I feel like it had a way better villain. The villain's intentions made sense. And it was this twist. I really wasn't expecting it. Okay. I also wanted to say it has so many different things than the Love Hypothesis did. The Love Hypothesis was centered around like PhD students, or a PhD student. And, I think she was a biologist, or maybe I'm wrong. I think she was a biologist. In this, it's neuroscience, which it's really cool because it's a book about neuroscience by a neuroscientist. So it's a neuroscientist and an engineer falling in love, which it was great. I loved it. And it's also academic rivals to lovers, which is, it's a pretty good trope. Okay. Also, if I had known this going into this, Mariana Zapata blurbed the Love Hypothesis, which I didn't know. And that doesn't really relate to Love on the Brain because she didn't blurb this, but I love Mariana Zapata. If you're listening to this, Mariana Zapata, I will do anything for you. Anything. I'm obsessed with her. I am currently on my 3rd reread of Culty. I've read Wall of Winnipeg 3 times. I'm like literally just begging for her to come out with more stuff, especially like your old backlog. Mariana, please. More sports romance, please. But yeah, I don't know. I just felt like it was way different from Love Hypothesis. I felt like it had a better villain, a better ending. It was cleaned up. I thought that I don't know. I just thought it was better. I thought it was better than Love Hypothesis. That might be controversial, but okay. I think one thing I love about Ali Hazelwood's writing is, this is like my second topic, okay? She takes like the good parts of fan fiction and leaves them, and then removes the parts that you're like, let's not do that. For example, there's like these really swoony, tropey scenes, but in the best way. Sometimes things can get tropey in just this is hot garbage and you just wrote a bunch of tropes way. Absolutely not. Allie does not do that. It's just tropey in the most swoony, look away from the page screaming way. Like you're like, no, this is not happening. You know what I'm talking about? And I just feel like it's very reminiscent of fan fiction. The other thing I was going to say, so many dialogue scenes that are just perfect. We really get to hear Levi, our hero, admit a lot to B. So like, I feel like in regular, I say regular, but in a lot of fiction, like romance novels, contemporary romance that comes out, you don't really get a like love claim. What is that? A love admission? A love speech? There's a word for this. Request? When they tell them that they love them at the end of the book, you really only get that one, and you don't get to see like multiple, conversations or like things the hero is saying about our heroine. And I felt like in this book especially, and you get to hear a lot about what our hero Levi feels about B, and like multiple times where we're hearing, just because of the way the book is set up, there's like multiple times where we're hearing just like his thoughts about her, and they're very sweet. There's like a lot of really cute lines in this book. And I was gonna say, the next thing that reminded me of fan fiction, but in a good way, the pop culture references. There are so many good pop culture references and just jokes in this. Like, I was genuinely laughing, which it says a lot, because I feel like I don't typically laugh very much when I'm reading, and this was really funny. There was a lot of times where I was like, girl, this is hilarious. So many pop culture references, so many just like, I don't know, pretty sure she references TikTok a couple times, which I just thought was like, go girl, we love a modern queen. I love it. I don't know. I know they say not to do that because it like dates books and you shouldn't like, put references in there, but I don't know. I thought it worked really great. I thought it was hilarious, and it was really relatable, and just very as like a product of the time period that we're in, which I thought was pretty cool. Next thing I loved about Love on the Brain, the STEM representation. Love Hypothesis also had this, and I know some people might be tired of it. Like, they don't want to read anymore. Like, they're like, oh, you did the women in STEM thing, like, let's move on. But Allie Hazelwood is a woman in STEM, so I don't know. I feel like this is what all her books are going to be about. And I've seen some people saying that they want to see something else, but I don't. I love learning about this. Not that I am a woman in STEM or any of those male-dominated fields. I'm a graphic designer. But it's so interesting to learn about. I love academics, and there was a lot of time when I was trying to decide what I wanted to go to school for that I was going to go to school for something more academic, and I thought about it a lot, and I love science. And so reading a book about what it's like to be a woman in that field, not my phone going off while I'm recording a YouTube video, reading a book about what it's like to be a woman in that field, when I have no experience myself in that, was really, really cool. I loved it. I don't know. It was nice to hear about what it's like to be a woman working in that field. And again, it's a book about a neuroscientist written by a neuroscientist. Like, she's the perfect woman to tell us about what it's like, because she literally does this. So, hello. Another cool part of it was it took place at NASA, and it was neat to hear about the politics that go into some of the projects that happen at NASA, different like things that might complicate your job as a neuroscientist, as a woman in STEM. You never really think about, the back part of that. Like, you just think, I don't know, when I think about science, I just think, oh yeah, they're just gonna, if there's a project that needs to be done, they're gonna do it. You don't really think about the political side of it and why they might want to finish a project, why they might want to partner with someone. And this kind of delves into that, which I thought was pretty interesting. And I'm going to say one of the things that made me love Hypothesis so much was the author's note at the end of it, where Allie Hazelwood talks about being a woman in STEM and talking about how through her PhD process, she felt not good enough, genius, stupid, smart, not smart, just like riding that wave of doing something and accomplishing something, and how hard it was for her. And I really related to that from my own experiences, just in my life. Not that I was like getting my PhD in biology or neuroscience or whatever, but I don't know, in life I've just really related to that, and her talking about the different emotions and feelings she felt while going through that process and getting her PhD, and kind of just sharing anyways, but her just sharing her experience, getting her PhD, and what it was like, and the emotions and feelings she felt going through that. And I feel like as a society, we don't really talk about complicated emotions that are like mixed and intertwined and confusing. And her talking about that in the author's note, and just the different waves she rode while accomplishing this really big goal of hers and how it felt was super relatable to me, because I felt that. And I had just been graduating. I was in my senior year of school for graphic design. And I had felt the same way. There were days where I felt awful. There were days where I felt like a creative genius. There were days where it's just such an interesting process, and her author's note really got me. Last thing I'm going to talk about is characters. So Levi and B. I didn't feel like, they were like similar to the characters in the Love Hypothesis, but I do think that they were different. A lot of people are saying that they're like carbon copies. I wouldn't agree with that. I think they're pretty different. And I liked the like framework of their relationship and their little backstory that they had going. It was very different from the backstory in the Love Hypothesis. Definitely hate to love, but in a different way than the Love Hypothesis was. It's got a miscommunication trope in it, but not one that makes you annoyed like so many others do. It's more like a miscommunication within the character and herself, those are the miscommunication tropes I like the most. Like, she thinks she wants something, but really we all know she wants something else, which, I don't know, that doesn't bother me. I hate miscommunication tropes where it's like wants to move somewhere and then she never asks him. You know what I'm talking about, like that kind of a miscommunication trope in a romance novel. But that was my thoughts and feelings and all of my emotions regarding the Love Hypothesis, or Love on the Brain. Why am I having such a hard time removing this? Also, can we talk about how cute and fan arty the covers are? I think that's another reason why people get so pressed that they're like fan fiction, or that they were Kylo Ren fan fiction, which we know now that this wasn't. This book, Love on the Brain, was written while she was sending Love Hypothesis out to publishers to try and get it published. So, but yeah, I don't know. I love the covers. I loved this book. It was great. If you're thinking about reading it, if you liked the Love Hypothesis, you will like this. I can guarantee you right now. I didn't have a single problem with it. I thought that it was a very different story from Love Hypothesis. I thought the characters were different. They were still similar, but like I said, she writes a certain kind of book, and it's just like Mariana Zapata. She writes slow burns, grumpy sunshine with a broody, grumpy hero, and usually a sunshine happy heroine. And like, I love reading that, and I'll eat that shit up every day of the week. So it doesn't bother me. So if you like Love Hypothesis, you like those kind of stories, pick this up. You will like it. I'm really glad I did. I'm really glad that I didn't listen to the negative reviews and not read it, because that's something that I have done in the past. And now it's making me wonder, like, what books have I passed on just because I thought it was going to be bad, and it wasn't. It wasn't going to be bad if I would have read it. So I don't know. Maybe this is my lesson in learning. My lesson in don't always listen to just whatever negative reviews you hear. Maybe try something even though maybe people didn't love it. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching me ramble. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe. I'm going to have lots more book content and vlogs and all kinds of fun stuff. So I would love you to be here with me while I do it. That's pretty much it. That's all, guys. That's all I got to say. Okay. I love you so much. Bye.